Congratulations to our graduates from our Leadville and Salida campuses and to all of those in the Arkansas River Valley. We're so proud of you. And I'm honored and privileged to introduce to you today your keynote speaker. Jen McLaren is a leader in the outdoor industry. She started her career in public accounting and has moved her way up and has been a leader across this important sector in our state. She currently holds the role of president of Smartwool, a familiar brand to many of us, and she is the first woman to hold that position. Enjoy Jen McLaren.
Hello, thank you, President Hauser, for that wonderful introduction. I am Jen McLaren, and as President Hauser mentioned, I'm the brand president and CEO for Smartwool, an outdoor apparel brand that is located right here in Steamboat Springs, born in our great state of Colorado. Dear graduates, I am incredibly honored to be here today with all of you and to be included in your commencement ceremony. First, to all of the graduates and their families, congratulations on achieving this great accomplishment. Hard work and study were required and you rose to the challenge. Well done. It goes without saying that this is an extraordinary time, one of much uncertainty and a moment in our lives when we all need to come together and support one another. While it is disappointing that we are not together in person, of course, to celebrate this seminal occasion, we want to celebrate what you all have accomplished this year. And of course, with a big thank you to the steady leadership of President Hauser and all of the deans and faculty of this great college and CMC. When times are tough, we see those that rise to the occasion, fill leadership gaps, and ultimately look to make a difference in the world around them. For example, our communities are leading through this pandemic by making a difference in the lives of its members. President Hauser and the CMC faculty are perfect examples of strong leaders, really searching for those creative ideas and solutions to support the advancement of all students attending this great college, even virtually. We are all learning through this together. I encourage you all to look for the silver linings throughout this challenging time. I am a big believer in hope. Hope gets you through the dark days. It also motivates you to make a difference. If you're like me, sometimes you realize the magnitude of the time we're living through, and it feels very heavy. And sometimes we just need to maintain a bit of normalcy and fun and get outside and get some fresh air. But there's no doubt this is history in the making, and you will talk about the lessons learned, the hope you had, and the silver linings one day with your grandchildren and generations to come. Of course, we won't want to talk about it right away, but that's what children are best for, asking us those hard questions. There will be many silver linings that are unique to each of you. Search for those and lean on them. One lesson I have learned throughout my journey so far is that challenge brings great opportunity for growth and learning. You will learn a lot about what you value most in life. You will learn a lot about yourself and what motivates you and keeps you going during tough times. And we can look to history for inspiration. Graduates, I'm also honored to be part of such an amazing group of women selected as this year's group of commencement speakers. We were selected to speak to all of you in celebration of another momentous occasion, 100 years ago, with the passage of the 19th Amendment, the women's right to vote. This was a significant win for equality. The leaders who fought for women's equality also faced challenging times, but they looked to make a difference by leading and standing up for what they believed in. Leaders like Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton. I personally love this quote from Susan B. Anthony. Forget conventionalisms. Forget what the world thinks of you stepping out of your place. Think your best thoughts, speak your best words, work your best works. Look into your own conscience for approval. If it weren't for these brave leaders before our time, I wouldn't have had the career journey and the experiences I've had so far in my life. I certainly wouldn't have held senior leadership roles in the business world. I do not take these opportunities that have been afforded to me lightly. In fact, I believe it's my responsibility to pay it forward and to help others. And for those that know me well, know that I love to mentor others. One of my passions is to be a champion for diversity, equity, and inclusion in the business world, and volunteering to mentor many around me as I have been mentored by others. So it's not only women's equality and opportunities that have helped my career. There are many great people that have helped me over the years and many lessons I have learned from along the way. And so I thought I would share a bit of my story. I grew up in a very small town, about 3,000 people, nestled in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, also a great place for the outdoors. My parents were great role models. My dad managed a little local auto parts store, and my mom was the business manager for a local nursing home. They both worked incredibly hard over the years to make a difference in our communities where we lived and worked, and to create a path for my brother and I to have an even better livelihood. Despite the fact that my parents did not have the same opportunities afforded to them for higher education, they were very clear we needed to do well in school and to push ourselves academically, just like you all have pushed yourselves today. So like many of you, I started working probably as soon as I could, mostly because I wanted spending money. And one of my first jobs as a teen was bookkeeping for my dad's store, where I learned a lot about business and leadership. I learned quickly that there was no difference between my dad at home and my dad at work. He was tough on all of us. He was direct, but he also showed that he cared. He was a great leader. I learned to work hard for my dad, to be practical and realistic in business and in life. I learned to be kind from my mom, to be open and self-aware, and to take pride in whatever it was I was doing, to not give up. Ultimately, to embrace the notion that you can do anything you are determined to do, but it also has to be your dream. I heard a recent quote that there is nothing like the real test of a dream. If it's truly your dream, it will stick, because you have to have determination and work hard to make it true. And you won't do so unless you love the job you're doing. Graduates, many of you have fulfilled your dreams today with this amazing accomplishment where you've had to put in many hours of hard work and studying, and stay determined to earn those degrees and certificates. I'm so inspired by what you all have accomplished today, and it gives me hope for the future, and it certainly is a silver lining for me in this difficult time. You have many great graduates among you, like Jade Fell, who graduated from Salida High School in 2019 and graduated from the EMT basic program from CMC Salida this past fall. This spring, she completed advanced coursework in intravenous therapy and EKG interpretation, and she's on her way to earn her associate degree in nursing, with the goal of earning a Bachelor of Science in nursing and becoming a flight nurse. Jade is following her dreams to be a frontline hero. Congratulations, Jade, and thank you for your bravery, especially during times like these. There are many inspiring stories like Jade's. Thanks to the partnership with Lake County High School, there are 3 high school students graduating from CMC this year with an associate's degree, even before they receive their high school diploma. In addition, 31 certificates are being awarded to high school students this spring. And this one I especially love. One of Leadville's GED students who's receiving her diploma is 72 years young. That is determination. Again, I hope you are all so proud of what you have accomplished this year and are so proud of following your dreams. My dream early on was to make a difference and ultimately help others make their lives better. I also thought at one point that interest would steer me into the medical field like Jade. But for me, ultimately, that did not stick. It just wasn't for me. I almost fainted the first time I observed a blood draw. So I did not have the stomach for that field. I also explored briefly going into environmental sciences because I had a passion for protecting our environment. Yet my strengths were in math and finance, totally different. So I followed that path during the early part of my career because that was the practical choice where I could be certain I had a job. I was also graduating during a recessionary period. And then ultimately, my passion led me to work for the Timberland Company, a boot maker out of New England and a globally renowned footwear brand. Hopefully you all have heard of it. And at the time, Timberland was still run by the founding family, run by 3rd generation boot maker, Jeff Schwartz, who wanted to take his family's success and make a difference in the world. Jeff was a visionary before his time. He believed that industry and business would be the driving force to create change. His tagline for the company was doing good and doing well. And that's what he would say internally to us. And what he meant by that was doing good in the world and doing well financially. Those have to go hand in hand. So we worked on projects like reforesting the globe by planting millions of trees, making boots and footwear that impose less harm to the environment, and caring for the employees and families of the communities where we had factories, and ultimately communicating these efforts across the world to encourage other businesses to follow suit. It was a wonderful culture and company to be part of and a great example to follow. And finally, at last, my journey landed in a place where I could use my strengths in math and finance and my passion to do good in the world. It clicked that I didn't actually have to give up on my dream. I just found a different path to get there. And now fast forward 17 years, and I would never have imagined that I would be a president and CEO of such an amazing brand, and most importantly, an amazing, passionate team at Smartwool. Going back all those years to my college graduation, I would never have guessed this is where my career would take me. And when people would ask me along the way, what do I want to be in 5 years? I would actually say, I don't know. And frankly, that's not really what I'm worried about. Right now, I just want to learn. So I embraced the journey. And when things got tough, as they often do, I taught myself to go back to my passion and remember why I do what I do. That motivates me to keep going. Like you graduates, I love to learn, especially from others. I have learned from many amazing leaders, not just Jeff Schwartz. And I feel very grateful to have had supportive leaders that were willing to take the time to help me grow in my career. But most importantly, the most inspiring leaders lead by example. And now at Smartwool, I am constantly humbled by the passion and the diversity of experience that our whole team brings. Those who are fresh out of school, as well as those who have many years of experience. Students or former students, just like yourselves, have a lot to contribute to the diversity and growth of companies like Smartwool. Ultimately, when I was prepping for this speech, I was thinking about what advice could I possibly give you, or would tell my younger self, having just graduated from college, but especially during such a challenging time. And I realized a lot of the lessons that I've learned are still very relevant to today. So here are a few lessons that have been passed on to me that I'd like to pass on to you. First, be yourself. We all have amazing strengths and contribute ideas in different ways. I am a huge believer in diversity of thought and ideas. So be you, and people will greatly appreciate you for it. Second, learn every day. Be influenced and inspired by all around you. Be brave, be curious. And third, work hard and give it your all. If you're going to do it, do it. Make a difference. I know this is an extraordinary time to be graduating from school. It's a more daunting time than even my generation has seen, who again also graduated during a tough economic time period. And Gen Xers, or the generation that I'm part of, are supposed to be the cynical ones because we thought we had seen our fair share of hardship. But graduates, despite the uncertainty and challenges we face, as I mentioned, I do believe in silver linings. And one of the most positive changes that I see are that people are slowing down and realizing what's important in life again. Relationships and communities matter, the livelihood and health of our local economies matter, and the health of our planet matters. Consumption and wealth are taking a back seat. Your generation naturally identifies with these ideas and values. Most of you here are part of what we like to refer to in the business world as Generation Z. And Gen Z has a big voice and a lot to contribute. You see things that most of us are only starting to see. You have much to say, and it's time we listened. So, regardless of your journey, make sure your voice is heard, be yourself, and be confident in you and what you have to offer. Most importantly, work hard to make a difference as you follow your dreams. And when you get knocked down, remind yourself what drives you, what your dream is, and get back up. Learn every day, be open to others, and embrace the journey along the way. There are silver linings. Believe in them, believe in yourself, and that you can make a difference because people like me believe you can. Congratulations on this momentous accomplishment in your journey. You've earned it, and thank you for letting me be a small part in that journey today and for the honor of speaking to you all. Congratulations.